put it this way, he spent at least 45 years okay, in the area of actually genetic. Okay, so he has won a lot of actually research award. He's a scientist, by the way, academics, really scientist. Okay, he's really have a PhD. He's from actually MIT and actually from, let me see, Imperial College. Okay, he's a PhD inside. Okay, and his specialty, very interesting, is actually genetic plus now with nutrition. So without further ado, can you all welcome, okay, the heavyweight? They call him the DNA father of Malaysia. Okay, to share with you what on earth is really astaxanthin. Okay, Dr. Koh, to you. Thank you so much.
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this session. So the star of this evening is astaxanthin. Okay, so astaxanthin looks is very colorful. It is a red-orange xanthophyll carotenoids. It's produced by a particular, in this case, an example by a microalga. So it goes through the life cycle from very green to very red. Okay, y'all can hear me, right? So astaxanthin is what we call a natural super antioxidant. It is a nutritional supplement, and it is also a promising therapeutic compound. So bear in mind, it is a supplement. It's not a medicine. It's not a drug. It's just important it has important nutraceutical applications and health benefits. These have been shown by many scientists. So only as recent as 1999, the US FDA approved astaxanthin for use as a supplementary dietary supplement. And the astaxanthin from different sources like algae, bacteria, and synthetic source, they are considered as GRAS, generally recognized as safe in the US. Okay, so currently there is a worldwide explosive increase in the interest in terms of the research and demand for natural astaxanthin in human health applications. How do I know? It's very easy. If you go to Google Scholar, not a Google, but Google Scholar that looks for publication, within 0.05 seconds, you get 82,000 results. That is that much of a publication on astaxanthin over the years, articles. And then it has been called, many people call astaxanthin as king of oxidants, king of carotenoids, king of carotenoids. It's not me. I'm not the one to call it. It's because when you do a Google Scholar search, you just put astaxanthin and under inverted comma king of, within 0.06 seconds, we have 472 results. These are publications. Authors have named astaxanthin this particular name. And then when we look for the health benefits of astaxanthin in humans, here there are two summaries from two different authors. Yeah, you can check. These are the published authors. So you can see that, yes, it is, like here's a summary. It has antioxidant activity, anti-inflammatory activity, it has cardioprotective activity, immune-enhancing activity, muscle, skin, anti-diabetic, and so on. Here, this is okay, a very similar summary. It covers from the top to the tail, okay? And here's another one you can look at. These are all, you can search from publications. Scientists have done their research and a summary. So you can see that astaxanthin covers from the head down to the toes, from the brain to skin to even the male and female fertility. So many aspects. It has positive, healthy effects. So I've told you all this. So are you happy to know this? If you're happy, that's the end of my presentation. So take it or leave it. But then, of course, I know people behind their back. Wow, how come it is so wonderful? Is it a 神药, a miracle supplement? So I'm sure many of you are interested to know why. Why is that so? A simple compound like astaxanthin can help and can give so much benefits to our health. So I would like to spend the rest of the time today just to introduce a concept of a new science called nutrigenomics. Basically, it talks about nutrition and genomics come together. That's a new science in recent years. What is genomics? Genomics is the science of an organism genome. So what is a genome? Genome is a complete set of DNA. Okay, because since 30 years ago, we get to know the human genome. So there is now this genomic science. So it's a combination. So don't worry too much if you don't understand. Just take it. I'll explain to you as we go on. Yeah. So I will go through very quickly these concepts from cell. I mean, these few terms, important to know the terms. Okay. After my talk, Ken will do will test you all for this. So listen carefully. Yeah. Now, our human is what they call a multicellular organism. Multi means many cells. How many cells? An average human body adult will have about 40 trillion cells, 40 trillion cells. And we have about more than 200 different types of cells because of different organs, all right? Now, this go back to your basic biology. In our body, in any multicellular organism, the animal in this example, there are different layers of organization. Cells, from cells, a group of cells will become tissues, and then from tissues will become organs. They have functions, specific function, like kidney, heart, stomach. And then a few organs can form together a system. Okay, so we have about a number of systems. And then finally, we have the organism. The fact that we are alive today, all these are working well in our body. An example is the digestive system. From the mouth, the teeth, the tongue, salivary glands, esophagus, stomach. So this whole thing, there are a few organs. So they form the digestive system from the mouth to the anus here. Okay, you get the idea. So it's very important. Cells are very important. In order for us to live healthily, we have to make sure our cells are doing well. So this is under the light microscope, a cell. You have the cell here, you see the spot here. It's like, you can imagine like an egg. The egg yolk here is the nucleus. The egg white is the cytoplasm. Okay, there are many things in there. Okay, don't worry too much. So cells are very important because they're the basic units of life. Just like when you build a building, you need different type of bricks. So we have different type of cells. But very important, every cell contains genetic material. And DNA is a genetic material. Why do we need DNA? DNA contains genes. And genes contain the genetic information. You need information, just like a computer. You need the CPU, the software, whatever they to do the various functions. So one of the major functions is to make the genetic information is to build proteins. We need a few 100,000 types proteins in our body, in our cells. Examples of proteins are enzymes. Okay, there are about a few thousands, more than 10,000 types of enzymes. Hormones, antibodies. We need some protein to function as carriers, like hemoglobin to carry oxygen, and then structural protein like muscle and skin. So just get the idea. Proteins are the workhorses. They do the work. DNA is a commander. He has all the information. It commands. Okay. Now, this is a DNA, simple version of it. DNA, the long name is deoxyribonucleic acid, but don't worry, just DNA. It has genetic information. Okay. The information is stored here in this. This here represents the language of life. The language of life is very simple. There are only 4 letters, unlike English. English has 26 letters, A to Z. This one only 4. That one I can tell you later. Don't worry. So now the DNA here, you can stretch them. They are normally coiled up. Let's say we stretch it up straight. Now, in this case, you can see I put there, in this example, there are 3 genes, gene A, B, C. So it's just like a book with 3 different chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. It has different information. Now, in order for the information to be used, for the gene information to be used from here to make proteins, it first has to go through the first process called transcription. The information must be changed from DNA to what they call mRNA. You have heard of this term because of the COVID. The COVID virus has RNA, okay, or the vaccine. The vaccine has mRNA vaccine. It carries the message. This process occurs in the nucleus and has to be done by enzyme. There's a specific enzyme to do that. And this enzyme must be held, not all the time, but some cases need to be held by a small protein. It's called transcription factor. Transcription is here, factor. It's just something transcription to have, okay? And in front of that is what I call a promoter. A promoter is something that helps, that promotes. Just like when you go to the supermarket, you go near to the perfume area, there's somebody there to promote the perfume. They ask you, buy, promoter. Here is a promoter that asks you, that asks the enzyme to stick here, like starting a 100-meter race, starting point, and then start the transcription to have a proper mRNA, and then it will go out of the nucleus to the cytoplasm where proteins are made. So this process is called translation, just like translating one language, like English to Mandarin, translating from DNA to protein. That concept, very important concept, simple concept. If you know this, you can pass year 1 molecular biology already, no worry. So this is another way to look at it. DNA, RNA, protein. So DNA, RNA, protein, mRNA. And this process here is very important. DNA to mRNA, this first step is known as gene expression. When a gene is expressed, that means DNA converted to mRNA. And the other thing to remember is this process is like a switch. It has a switch, can be turned on and can be turned off. Okay, it happens in our cells all the time. So you may have the gene, but if they're not turned on, useless. They must be turned on. Okay? If they are bad genes, then of course we want it to be turned off. Okay, simple concept like this. Now the other concept is metabolism. Metabolism, I'm sure you know, a chemical reaction. It is a chemical reaction in the body cells. That it leads to 3 main functions here. Metabolism will break down big molecules like whatever we eat in our body, carbohydrate, fats, and so on. All these big molecules can be broken down to small molecules. Okay, these are all done by enzyme. And normally broken down inside the cells, big molecules are broken down to release energy for us to remain warm, and then to energy to run all the processes. On the other hand, the small molecules will be used as raw materials to build larger molecules like DNA, protein, and so on. So breaking down, building up happens all the time, even while you're sitting here listening to me. The other thing is to eliminate waste. There's a way to do it. So this is a function of metabolites and metabolism. So in our body, in our cells, all the time, there are thousands of metabolic pathways. Like here, what you see here, it's just like a MRT train station that you see the map running here from there and there. So metabolites are being changed from here to here to here and so on to different places. So metabolite pathway happens all the time to create metabolites, chemicals, and generate energy, waste. The other thing very important is free radicals. Free radicals are produced all the time in our cells. Now I come to what is free radicals. Now free radicals basically means a molecule here that, as a molecule like atom, we have the electron going around the atom. So inside you have the proton, you have the neutron, but the electron will go around. And in some cases, we have an unpaired electron, and that creates instability. So this is a free radical. And free radical, they are rascals. They want to churi, they want to steal electron from another molecule to make themselves, to pair it. So there's an unpaired electron, and it will whenever it comes to any molecule or atoms, it will steal an electron from there to stabilize them. But at the same time, it causes them to be unstable. Free radicals are produced all the time. Besides metabolism, it comes from our environment. That's why our lifestyle is very important. If you smoke, if you're exposed to ionizing, you go out in the sun too much, pollution, all these things will add free radicals in our body. You can add from outside, it can create inside our body from 2 sources. So, but luckily, there is what they call antioxidant to take care of these free radicals. Okay, now free radicals can create a chain reaction. Now this one is near to this molecule, it steals one molecule, electron from here. It causes this molecule to become unstable, to become like a free radical. And this molecule will go and steal others. So there's a long chain reaction causing a lot of problem to us. Okay, and it causes damages to various molecules. But luckily, the antioxidant is a special molecule. It can contribute electron to the free radicals, stabilize it. But although itself has lost one electron, it remains fairly stable. It doesn't become reactive like this one. Okay, so that's a idea of the antioxidant. And there are different classes of antioxidants. Okay, let me just go very quickly. We can classify antioxidant based on whether it come from outside. Outside, it means exogenous, outside our cell, something that we can eat from outside. Okay, and then endogenous. Endogenous are oxidant that are produced in our own cell. Our cells can produce antioxidant, so endogenous. Then you can classify antioxidant based on their function. Some of them are enzymes. That means they can break down. Enzymes are molecules which can break down particles, any other compound. And other antioxidants are non-enzymatic. They don't function as enzymes. For example, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, these are non-enzymatic oxidant. They are also exogenous in a way. We eat vitamin A and C and E, for example. All right. So they are always non-enzymatic. However, endogenous antioxidant produced in our cell, there are two types. Some are not enzyme. They don't work enzyme. The others are enzyme. Enzymatic antioxidants are more powerful because they are enzyme. They can tackle a lot more, a few thousand free radicals at one time. Whereas non-enzymatic antioxidant is one-to-one, one molecule to one molecule. So it's not so effective, but it works, not so effective. Okay. Another way to classify antioxidant will be some oxidant, after giving electron to the free radicals, they become oxidant, pro-oxidant. That means they become a bit inactive. They become like a free radical. But there are also antioxidants that do not become pro-oxidant. Okay. So let it be clear. Now, the other thing important is concept. If you want, once we know about free radicals, then we understand the concept of oxidative stress. Okay. Now, free radicals, an example is the ROS, reactive oxygen species. Oxygen become very active, or reactive nitrogen species. There are many. This one example. So they are produced in our bodies. We cannot stop them in a metabolic fact. Free radicals are not all bad. We need some free radicals, but we cannot have too much. Okay, so our body normally produce antioxidant to handle the free radicals, especially when we are young. When you are young, our cells are able to do that. But when we start aging, our cells are not able to produce so many antioxidants. So that's where the problem starts. Okay, that's why it's tied down to aging. Okay, so when there's a balance, normally when you're young, the cells, there's a balance. Free radicals, we have enough antioxidant to handle it. So there's a balance. That's okay. However,
Dr. Koh, can I just quickly so the aging, one of the key contributing factor to aging is oxidative stress.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So that means when the body 如果我们的氧化应激的那个越来越多，我们就老化的越快。That means when we have a high level of oxidative stress, we age very fast. Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I will cover that. Yeah. That's why the cause. You must know the cause. Yeah. The oxidative stress because when there are more free radicals in our cell than antioxidant can handle. So this happens when we're part of the aging. Because our genes, although we may have the genes, but when you're gene, as we age, the gene may be switched off, the expression switch off because of our lifestyle and so on. I mean, that one I can cover. The details I can cover you later, not today, just a few. Yeah. Okay. So important thing is oxidative stress. We cannot run away if we cannot handle, if we cannot remove all the free radicals. Okay. So this is what will happen to our cells. Normal cells attacked by free radicals. When they're surrounded by free radicals, they will cause stress. Because the free radicals, they are active, they can attack our DNA, they will cause, that's why it can cause mutation, cause changes. Suddenly you can see why suddenly I got mutation, or cancer, for example, it will lead to cancer, or to protein, sometimes it become a functional, or lipids. They attack all these big molecules. Okay, so not good to ourselves. So
okay,
this why
if you're learning something, guys, let Dr. Koh know that you're learning something. You're learning something new, okay, that you think that is important. Type in actually a 10 right now. Give a feedback to Dr. Koh. If you're learning something new and you think it's very important,
and you understand what I'm saying.
Thank you so much. Dr. Koh, they are learning. Very good. Please carry on. Thank you.
So this one summarizes what you say. So oxidative stress is actually the major root cause of all this problem. It can cause problem to our system. It can cause problem to our organs. Okay, because of all this, either it attacks the DNA, the protein, the enzyme. And interestingly, let me put this chart next to it. You can see next to it, people have said that this is astaxanthin. Astaxanthin here can help all these things. It can help our heart, it can help our eye, it can help our joint. If you lay this across here, you can actually put astaxanthin here and it will help to overcome all the problem. So you can see that astaxanthin has the ability to overcome oxidative stress. In fact, there are experimental data that shows that. Okay, so now let's come to astaxanthin. Astaxanthin is what we call an exogenous, and we don't make it, so we have to take from outside, and it acts on the free radicals. It has two advantages. One, it can act directly, just like vitamin A, C, E, that act directly, one-to-one, that kind of thing, remove. Not so efficient, but it does work. Okay, but the other thing, the good thing is it does not become a pro-oxidant. Unlike some, like vitamin A, some of the other vitamins, they become pro-oxidant, so they can create subsequent problem. The other thing is that it is the king of antioxidant, because it's been shown 100 times greater than vitamin E, 6,000 times antioxidant activity than vitamin C. Not me, not the one I no. This, you can refer to this article. They have done it. Many other articles have done it also.
Like,
okay?
Type in WOW. I want everybody to type in WOW. This is what I mean. You know, kombucha? You know, the small little input have a greatest output. Can you see it? Do you see it? Give me a thumbs up. I think you can go and take a lot of vitamin, right? A lot of vitamin are no problem. But there are certain super antioxidant natural food. The property itself have many times the effect of actually those vitamins.
Yeah. In fact, astaxanthin is known as super vitamin E. Super vitamin E. Yeah.
Super. Yeah. Everybody type in right now, king of antioxidant. I want everybody to type in right now. Okay, you need to, because our job is to make sure you get actually one of the best information. And this information is not by I say, okay, or anybody that will tell you that, oh, it's good. Because I want to make sure that it comes from actually real medical science. That's research reference paper.
Yeah. Right. Whatever I say here is science-based. Okay, science-based.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing is, because of the structure, I didn't show you the structure. It's special structure. Astaxanthin can cross the blood-brain barrier. This is very important. Very few antioxidant can do that. It's one of the few that can do that, can cross the barrier. It's a very important barrier. That means it can go into our cells in the brain to remove the free radicals. Okay, and because of that, it has good effect on our eyes. Okay, because it's linked to the eyes. So it's a functional food. It's a nutraceutical. Now pay attention to this one. It mediates antioxidant and anti-inflammatory actions. Okay, it is one of the part of the thing is because it can mediate this faction. As you see, it's not by itself. It can promote others. It can modulate, is what I call an immunomodulator, immune response. I give you two examples. It regulates at least two important transcription factors. Remember what I told you? The transcription, the promoter, the transcription factor attached there for the transcription to start. Yeah, there are two very important. This one, the very long name, don't worry about name. Just remember NRF2, or people call NRF2 and NFKB. These two, they are very powerful. How powerful? Let me show you. Now, NRF2, it is a protein. it is a transcription factor. That means it is required. It can promote, it regulates transcription. In fact, it is a master. It's like a master key. It's a master transcription factor because it can, once it's activated, it can link to almost 200 genes. We have about 20,000 genes, but they have 2,000 genes. That's why there are many functions. 200 genes in our cells. And these genes can regulate a variety of antioxidant and detoxification genes, and leading to the synthesis of more endogenous enzymatic antioxidants. In other words, as you'll see later, this one, it triggers, it allows the cell to make enzymatic antioxidants, which are very powerful, and they can remove free radicals faster. So it can reduce the oxidative stress. So it regulates more than 200 genes, and they're involved in cellular processes, cytoprotection. Cyto means cell protection, metabolism, gene transcription, and so on. Okay, just only a few. In future, I can give you a more defined. Now here is a summary. I just look at some important part. Now astaxanthin, why is astaxanthin important? Astaxanthin comes in after we have it taken through our mouth, it gets into our cell, absorbed into a cell across the membrane. Immediately it can do is that it goes from the cell, go into the nucleus, it can activate the gene. This is the gene that makes NRF2. So it promotes the transcription. So the cells will make more NRF2. Okay. Normally in the cell, when the cell makes NRF2, the NRF2 are not free. They will bind to another protein known as KIP1. So it's bound as a complex. But when it's bound, it's not active, no good. It must be separated. It must come out. So normally it will come out in the cell when there's oxidative stress. Yes, it will come out, but too slow already. But in this case, astaxanthin will come in. It will block it. It will block NRF2 from this one, and actually it will also promote it to come out. So in other words, it will make sure that the cells have more NRF2. Okay, and once you have NRF2, it will go into the same, from the cytoplasm to the nucleus. It will activate some genes. For example, these are known the ARE, antioxidant response element. So these are a number of genes. They produce enzymes like SOD, catalase. So these are the endogenous enzymatic antioxidants, become very powerful to break down the free radicals. So because of this, you can see that it can help all these diseases. It can delay all these, improve all these diseases because of these genes are involved. Okay, so they have been shown. These have been all well shown. So activation of this complex here, KIP1 remove. Once you free the NRF2, then the NRF goes to RNG. It will have effect in the brain, on lungs, kidney, heart, and so on. Okay, that one will be another talk. I'll give you the detail. So the other thing is astaxanthin can trigger the other transcription factor known as NF, nuclear factor KB. Okay, and this one also activates a number of genes, but these are genes not so good. They promote inflammation. So if we don't stop this one will promote a lot of genes, causing problem to us because it promotes inflammation. As you can see here, this particular transcription factor, if it binds to here, unlike here, it goes here, it promotes good genes. This one actually promoting not so good genes, inflammatory genes. But the good thing is astaxanthin goes in here, block it. It blocks it. It prevents it from coming out. Then you can see here, all these will be down. So in other words, it promotes antioxidation. It actually tries to shut down as much as possible inflammation. That is the power of this astaxanthin. It blocks activation, inhibiting the cytokines, and therefore inhibiting inflammatory, protecting us from inflammation. So this is in summary here. As you can see here, just now I show you this. There are proof for all these activities. So in summary, what I'm trying to say, I very briefly show you, it is actually a functional food. It's a superfood, king of antioxidant, with many positive effects. Okay? And it acts as a natural superoxidant against free radicals. It regulates, for example, I give you two examples, the expression of a large number of genes. And because of that, you see, it looks like a signal because actually it activates, it regulates some of the super key, and they go and activate 200 genes or a few other genes. So a lot of genes are affected. And this is all from knowledge of nutrigenomics. And through this knowledge, we can hope to get healthy living. Aging is not anti-aging, but we delay aging, okay? So that people can live healthily in aging. This is my last slide. So, well, this is an introductory presentation. I hope you can understand the importance of nutrigenomics. At least you understand DNA, RNA, protein, transcription, translation. You know, that will be a good start. And remember that next time I can expand on that one.